Hey, what's the word? Appreciate y'all being here today. Welcome to Grand Line Lounge, where we talk about One Piece. So it's your boy Yo D Chet, and the D stand for Davy. In case y'all don't know, but if you do know, it's because you tapping in with the One Piece, and you know what's up, and you know what's going on, and you up to date. So if you don't know what the D stand for, um, my bad for just spoiling it for you. So on this episode, we're gonna go ahead and break down chapter 1177, which is 1177. Man, One Piece been going on for so long. But hey, if you still watch One Piece or if you still read One Piece like I do week to week, then I applaud you for staying in the fight this long, man. Cause trust me, it's not an easy journey being a One Piece fan, man. But it's getting better and better. We getting towards the end game in One Piece now. We finally at Elbaf, which we've been waiting to get to Elbaf since Little Garden. Um, and the live action, it's kind of crazy that the live action film, it don't matter. We can talk about the live action of the episode. But anyway, yeah. So this is a show right here dedicated to One Piece, man. Grand Line Lounge with your boy Yo D Chet. So welcome to the channel. And man, let's jump straight into it. If you're here with me, I appreciate you being here. If I'm just talking to myself, that's cool too. You know, people will watch the playback. But we're gonna jump into chapter 1177. And the title of this chapter is called Angry. So I'm gonna read a little bit of the chapter, reflect on what we just read, and we're gonna chop it up from there. So let's jump into it. So the cover page is Robin planting flowers with some moles, but like I really don't care about that. These cover stories lately have been trash in my opinion. They're not relevant to anything. These cover stories ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Like I don't care about Robin planting flowers with some moles. Like give me some cover stories with actual like with Yamato Pilgrimage. Like there was actually we got some lore inside that. Uh, I kind of thought Yamato Pilgrimage, her cover story was kind of trash, but we did get some stuff on there. Uh, yeah, man. What's the word, Rack? Appreciate you popping up, man. So we gonna jump into this chapter, man, and let's go ahead and jump to this chapter. Once again, the title of the chapter is called Angry. So the chapter starts off with Zoro, and he's engaging with the Diamond Reverse Giants. Haruden uses attack called gunnery. So forgive me if I pronounce these Japanese sayings wrong with some of these names because man, I don't read Japanese. But hey, so Haruden uses an attack called Gogury. Dory uses an attack called Akaku Sovereignty. And Stanson uses a new attack called Giant Toma. And the three attacks overpower some Diamond Reverse Giants, causing them to fall into parts. So basically, Zoro, Dory, and Stanson are fighting Diamond Reverse Giants right now, and they hit them with these three new attacks, and they hit the attacks was so powerful that it split the Diamond Reverse Giants into pieces. Okay, so that's where we at right now. That's what they doing right now. So Zoro used the attack called once again, forgive me, but the translation of the attack is called Red Ogre, and it's a three-sword side attack. And so if you keep up with One Piece, you know that Zoro's a three sword swordsman. And so he uses an attack called Red Ogre, and basically he destroys the Diamond Reverse Giants, turning them back human. Um, and so it's kind of similar to one of the attacks that he used on King in the Wano arc. And so right now, that's what they doing. So just a little catch up if you ain't been here reading One Piece lately. Zoro and Luffy and his crew is fighting Emo and the Diamond Reverse Giants. Diamond Reverse mean you was a good guy and the bad guy, now you turn bad. Basically, they took your soul and turned you to a demon. So that's what's going on right now. Boom. So the way to turn the giants back to regular form, you basically got to kill them, or my bad, unalive them. Once you unalive them, you turn them back into their regular form. Okay. So back into this chapter right here, guys. So I'm gonna reread that part over since I explained a little bit. So chapter starts with Zoro and the Giants engaging in Diamond Reverse Giants. Haruden uses a new attack. Zoro uses a new attack. Stanton used a new attack, and they all attacked the Diamond Reverse Giants, splitting them into pieces. Okay. The attack overwhelms one of the Diamond Reverse Giants, breaking his form into pieces. Now we cut to Chopper on his side of the island. They are confronted by two Diamond Reverse Giants. So basically, two Diamond Reverse Giants just pulled up on Chopper, ready to throw hands. Okay. So Chopper uses Monster Point and strikes one of the giants. The attack doesn't seem to be as effective as the first, but suddenly a shadow emerges from the giant's body and it returns to his normal state. Everyone is confused about how Chopper did it. So, if you've been reading the One Piece manga, you know in order to flip the diamond reversey, you got to kill the giants. I'm sorry, guys. You have to unalive the giants. But this is new right now because all Chopper did was monster point. Don't look like he hit him that hard, but he turned back to regular. So let me put this in urban term. So basically, they ran up on Chopper, and they wanted to throw hands with Chopper. So Chopper basically hit him, but Chopper didn't even hit him that hard, and he knocked him out. And when he knocked him out, he came back to his regular self. So that's where we at with this right now. So I'm gonna reread this part right here again. So we cut to Chopper's side of the island where they're confronted by two Diamond Reverse giants. Chopper uses Monster Point and strikes one of the giants. The attack doesn't seem to be effective at first, but suddenly a shadow emerges from the giant's body, and it returns back to normal. But everyone is confused how Chopper did it. So, to get my thoughts about this specific part of the chapter, me personally, I know this has been going around in the One Piece community that Chopper is the forest god for the longest now. But my thing is, I've been thinking Chopper was the forest god, excuse me, because his devil fruit looks like a mushroom. And it's crazy how on the live version of One Piece, they show that this mushroom's the cure all mushroom, and Chopper is the forest god to cure all. And so my thoughts on this is it has to do something with Chopper's devil fruit and his will to cure everybody and save everybody regardless of what's going on. He think you can have a cure for everything. So Chopper right now, I feel like he's starting maybe to awake his devil fruit because his will and his urge to save everybody is helping him awake his devil fruit. What up, Black Office TV? What's happening, man? Appreciate y'all tapping in, everybody. Shout out to Black Office TV. We a family, not a game. Hey, Jocelyn, what's up with it? Shout out to Jocelyn. You be the judge. She has a great show. I'm waiting on her to drop another episode because hey, she keep me engaged. Shout out to Jocelyn. Rack said, "Is this anime live action or manga?" So what I'm talking about right now, I'm talking about the manga, however you want to pronounce it. Uh, because I read week to week One Piece, so I'm doing a chapter review of the most recent chapter in One Piece. So I am reading a chapter. I do have it here pulled up, so I'm reading the chapter, and this is the most recent chapter that just dropped this week. So we do have a new chapter coming next week, and we will have a new episode coming next week with new breakdown of the chapter. Um, so yeah, this is a crazy part right now because Chopper, like I just said, Chopper he hit him with Monster Point out of nowhere in the Diamond Reverse Giant. His shadow came out his body and he turned back regular. So we haven't seen that yet, and so the fans were all confused. In the community right now, we all thinking, is Chopper the forest god? What's going on? Like, how does Chopper automatically make that happen? So yeah, man. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. So back to the chapter we go. So now we cut to Sanji's side. Nami is feeding Zeus with some black balls. Pause. So if you're not hip to One Piece, Zeus is a cloud and Nami is the navigator, and she deals with weather and things along those lines. And so she feed her big cloud black balls that he liked to eat, and he's turning Zeus into a big thunder cloud, basically. While someone is holding Killingham, Killingham is one of the bad guys, detached head that is seriously weakened. So I'm gonna start over. I'm gonna fill in some blanks once I'm done reading. So Part two here. So cut to Sanji's side. Nami is feeding Zeus with some black balls while someone is holding Killer Ham's detached head that he's selling in a weakened form. Then we discover that Sanji, Frankie, and Jinbei subdued Killingham by separating his head, body, legs, preventing him from fully recovering. Jinbei is holding Killingham's head. Frankie is suffering his is holding his my bad. Jinbei is holding his head. Frankie is holding his leg, and Sanji is sitting on his body. So with Diamond Reversi, sorry. So let's go through this part right here. So if, like I said, if you up to date with the new chapters of One Piece, you definitely know what's going on. And if you a holy knight, your body regenerates. So no matter how much damage your body takes, your body is going to regenerate because you're a holy knight and you got the seal of Emu. You have the covenant seals of Emu, so your body regenerates. No matter how much damage you take, your body's going to reseal or regenerate. My bad. So right now, Sanji, Jinbei, and Frankie, they fighting one of the Holy Knights, killing him, and they beat him up so bad they basically cut his head off, cut his legs off, and they separated his body. So right now, Jinbei got his head, Sanji sitting on his body, and Frankie got his legs. So with them doing that, it's making him not regenerate. So, and he's in pain. It seems like he's an antagonizing pain because he can't regenerate his body. So, this is something that's new that's getting introduced as well. Oda is in his bag in this chapter. I can't lie. He's giving us some stuff that we haven't seen before. As far as Chopper hitting with Monster Point and taking the shadows out of the Diamond Reverse Giants, and then as far as killing him, his body being separated like he buggy, because only other person we've seen so far that you can actually separate that his body doesn't reconnect is Buggy, and that's with his chop fruit, and he chops himself up in some pieces. So I'm not sure if Oda is rushing this, but in Oda we trust at the end of the day. So I kind of like but it's kind of too simple at the same time that somebody got your head, somebody got your legs, and somebody got your body. Because previously Scott Gabon said the only way that you can really beat one of the Holy Knights and slow down their regeneration is through Conqueror's Hockey. So this is sounds like I don't know, it kind of seems like a simple fix. Like I'm not sure if Oda realized, like, oh damn, maybe I did make Emu and the God's Knights a little too powerful. Maybe I do need to, scale it back a little bit. And so I'm not sure if this is Oda way of scaling it back to make it, um, make it. I'm not gonna say easier, but he's gonna level the playing field for the Straw Hats. It's kind of like he's leveling the playing field. They figuring out different ways that they can actually beat the Diamond Reverse Giants. So it's kind of like he's leveling the playing field in my opinion. Uh, but shout out to Oda, man, and Oda we trust at the end of the day. And Oda we trust. So yeah, man, I'm just gonna reread this part right here again. So we cut to Sanji's side. Nami is feeding Zeus with some black balls while someone is holding Killer Ham's detached head, and he's really weakened right now because he's separated. Then we discover that Sanji, Frankie, and Jinbei subdued Killingham by separating his head, body, and legs, preventing him from fully recovering. Jinbei is holding Killingham's head, Frankie is holding his legs, and Sanji is sitting on his body. Now we cut to Frankie. Frankie says, "We if we put apart the box, we probably won't be able to connect them back." So Frankie is saying, "Hey, if we put him in some separate boxes, he probably can't put himself back together." Okay. And then now we cut to Sanji. I think there is a way to end this for good. Anyway, their so-called knight in charge of protecting the Holy Land. So Sanji kind of taught him like, hey, these the dudes you got protecting the trap. I thought, you know what I'm saying? These the dudes you got protecting your king. It's like this was kind of easy. So Sanji is kind of mocking, killing him. Like, hey, this was kind of too easy. But I know a way we can get rid of them for good. And so Oda kind of left us on the cliffhanger right there because he didn't tell us how Sanji was gonna get rid of them for good. He just left it on a cliffhanger. So you got Sanji's over here like, hey, I got a way we can put an end to this. But anyway, these supposed to be the so-called knights protecting the Holy Land. Like, these dudes right here, bro. So I kind of like that from Sanji. Sanji's being a little cocky, and he kind of like, he holding his nuts, like he acting like, one of the hands of either left hand or the right hand. Pick your hand. You know, he acting like the hand of a Yonko, which he's supposed to be. Luffy is one of the four emperors of the sea. So I'm loving what I'm seeing in Elizabeth right now from Sanji and from Zoro, because Sanji's standing on his nuts. A lot of fans be like, "Oh, Zoro is higher than Sanji," and things on those lines. But Oda said to himself that they on equal footing. So I like that Sanji over here popping his shit right now. Like, the, these the niggas you got guard the house. Like, you know what I'm saying? These your pit bulls. So yeah, man. So shout out to Sanji, man, for popping his shit and holding his nuts. Um, so let's back to the chapter. So you got Frankie saying, "We have become just that powerful for we have just become that powerful for Sanji. After all, Luffy himself is one of the four emperors." So so Frankie like, so Sanji was like, "Yeah, these niggas you got going to hell." And so Frankie like, "Bro, we that powerful now, bro. Like we didn't stepped our game up. We didn't been through so much shit now. And you gotta think about it. Our captain Luffy, he one of the four emperors of the sea. So we can't just have him popping our shit if we not popping our shit too." So that's what Frankie, basically, I ain't gonna say stroking his ego pause, um, but Frankie, like, yeah, Sanji, like we them now. We them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, we them guys right now. They feel like, they the Avengers or the Justice League right now. They like, hey, our captain, he that nigga, so we gotta have his back and we gotta be them dudes too. So shout out to Frankie and shout out to Sanji, man, for realizing that they have to step their game up and they have stepped their game up to be a part of a Yonko crew. And I love to see this from Oda because, like I said, when he originally introduced Emu to us, I was kind of skeptical in the Holy Knights when he introduced Emu and the Holy Knights to us. I'm like, damn, I don't know if the Straw Hats can stand up to the Holy Knights and Emu. But, Oda gave Frankie the super cola, and it seems like everybody's getting upgrades right now in this chapter. I'm sorry, in this saga or this arc of Elabeth. And I like it, man. And I like the fact that Frankie said, I'm gonna read it one more time. Frankie said, we have just become that powerful, Sanji. After all, Luffy himself is one of the four emperors. So it's like our captain is the emperor of the sea. How can we not pop our shit? You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the Straw Hats, man. And I like that. I like that they holding their nuts now. They feeling like they actually are confident becoming more stronger. And so Sanji was like, I sure hope so. But it frustrates me that someone like him put Elabaf through so much hardship. So Sanji, like, yeah, you kind of making sense, big bro. But I just don't understand how this little pussy put Elabaf through so much shit. You know what I mean? So shout out to them, man. Shout out to them. All right. So let me keep going. So Killingham, like, underestimate me while you can, you insects. So even when Killingham is subdued, he's still talking shit, calling them insects like they underneath him. So shout out to Killingham, real villain, man. And so cut back to Jinbei. Jinbei, there's still one of them left who hasn't taken damage yet. Don't let your guard down. So Jinbei, like, hey man, I heard y'all popping y'all shit, but don't let y'all guard down. We still got to handle business at the end of the day. This fight ain't over. So now we cut to Usopp's side. Usopp runs to help Brook and faces Emo or Gunko. Emo Gunko. Excuse me. Usopp shots at Emo Gunko that he's more angry than afraid. So Usopp's like, hey yo, Emu, Gunko, whatever the fuck your name is. I ain't even afraid of you, bro. I'm really mad at you right now. Usopp says that taking hostages or turning warriors against each other's are crowdly tactics. So Usopp like, bro, I ain't even mad at you right now. It's just the fact that you taking hostages and you turning warriors into monsters and you not fighting them head up. So Usopp like, bro, it'd be different if you was fighting, if you was trying to get the one-on-one, but you over here literally you doing like some sneaky shit and going behind people back and being sneaky. So Usopp like, I ain't even scared of you, dog. I'm really just mad at how you going about it. Usopp like, come on, bro, just get the one-on-one. Stop acting like that. And then next thing you know, Emu slash Guko strikes Usopp several times, leaving his body hurt. So next thing you know, Emu just run up on Usopp ass, mwah, hit Usopp and his shit and fucked them up. And now Usopp over here hurting. And so Brook tries to help Usopp, but Emu immobilizes Brook's body from a distance. Usopp stands up and prepares to shoot at Gunko slash Emu. Usopp, listen here. This is so basically after Usopp got slept, he got up like with his slingshot and wow, fired a shot at Emu. And now Usopp giving up. He like, hey bro, listen here. Elbaf is a nation of warriors where they live by the sword and the shield. If you want to conquer this place, then face them directly and fairly, bro. You acting like a coward. Then Emo Guka go, I'm a ruler. I need not to act directly. So Usopp shoots at him. A skull bomb grass. Next thing you know, Emu with an instant transmission like Goku appears right in front of Usopp, and the explosion hit him right in the hand. Boom. Usopp and Brook fall unconscious while Gunku slash Emo restores themselves. Because, like I said, you got regeneration powers. When you're a holy knight or Emo at this time is the big dog. But man, I thought that was kind of brave of Usopp. I'm gonna review this part right here, guys. I think that was kind of brave of Usopp. Everybody know Usopp is a coward, and we've been waiting on Usopp to have his big moment in Elbath. But I feel like this is going to be Usopp's big moment in Elbath because we all know Usopp, his dream is just to become basically a brave warrior to see. And I feel like by him doing this right now, he's kind of achieving those goals to become a brave warrior to see because he's standing up to Emo. And hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. Shout out to Usopp. I like that he held his nuts on that, man. He was like, bro, I ain't even scared of you, dog. I'm just mad at you being you know what I'm saying? He like run the fade 1-on-1. Why you got to do all this sneaky stuff behind people back? All right. So now let's cut next part here, man. So shout out to Usopp, man. I'm proud of Usopp for doing his thing right there, man. Shout out to Usopp. All right, so let's cut to this next part. This is a longer chapter, y'all. This chapter was kind of long this week, but it was a lot of information here, and I love it. So now we cut to Luffy's side. Nami is scolding Luffy and Loki while both Loki and Squirrel Ragnar tremble with fear. So Nami over there yelling at they ass, and Luffy and Ragnar is shaking like like somebody mama yelling at them and they're a little kid. So Nami like, bro, how careless of y'all, both of y'all, Luffy and Loki. You end up making friends with another troublemaker, another troublemaker. My bad, y'all. My screen a little broke. So Nami like, Luffy, look at you. You made friends with somebody just like you. They call each other twins and everything already. And so Nami like, you think it was a good idea? I understand that you dealt with the monsters, but you made more chaos. You killing monsters, but you making more chaos, bro. We trying to put out the fire, and you over here making more fire and destruction. Come on, bro, get y'all shit together. Y'all can't be on this. We trying to save people, unalive the monsters, and we trying to put out these fires. And y'all over here having just a grand old time, just fucking shit up and making more, what I'm saying, destruction. Like she like, hey, we appreciate y'all for killing the monsters, but come on, bro, get this shit together. We trying to put these fires out. And so Luffy over there, like his mama been yelling at him something, like his mama been yelling at him. So Ragnar tries to comfort Luffy by patting his hand on his back. That was just funny, man, because it's like that's like some classic One Piece shit. If you're not into One Piece or you don't know too much about One Piece, one thing you know about One Piece, man, is Nami when she yells at Luffy, bro. No matter how strong Luffy is, it's like he bend the knee to Nami. It's like I don't know, bro, and it's just like an ongoing bit in One Piece. No matter how strong he get, then he gonna get right. So now we cut to Luffy. So Luffy like, bruh, Loki, you made Nami yell at me, dog. Now Luffy mad because he got yelled at by Nami. So now Luffy like, all I did was deal with those monsters and try to defend the land of Elbaf. Why do I deserve to be yelled at by my own crewmate. I'm supposed to be your captain, and you yelling at me. So now Luffy mad, and so Loki like, bruh, who the hell you talking to? So Loki hit a huge ass lightning blast out his mouth. Boom, and towards Luffy. So Loki hit Luffy with a lightning blast, and Luffy made a rubber, so we know that ain't gonna hurt him. And so I just think that's fun comedy, and that was a good bit by Oda. But at the same time, I'm not sure if this is setting up a match for Luffy and Loki for like a fight, because they said the God of War, which is Loki, in this dynamic. In One Piece, the God of War is Loki in this. I know some of y'all might watch other things, the God of War is somebody else. But anyway, the God of War is Loki, and Luffy is the sun god. And so in history, Loki and the God of War, or the God of War and the sun god, they threw hands back in the past, and they say history repeats itself. So yeah. So anyway, Loki hit him with a thunder blast in his mouth, like ah. So Luffy like, that shit don't hurt me. You know what I mean? And so next thing you know, in the epic final page of the chapter, Luffy, Loki, and Ragnar arrive at the place of the explosion. So they go to the explosion because they seen the explosion. So they like, damn, Luffy, you see that? You see that? They look at each other like, so they pull up to the explosion, and they see Luffy hella shocked. Luffy shocked as hell because he see Usopp and Brook injured and unconscious on the ground. So now Luffy pissed. So he like, Brook, Usopp. Luffy pissed as hell. They unconscious. And so Loki like, yes, this is the one whose hockey we felt that reached the underworld. So Emu just looking at him like, yeah, bitch, that's me. What you gonna do about it? And so the chapter ends with Luffy. You can see it in his face that he's visibly frustrated and pissed off at Loki. I'm not, my bad, not Loki, at Emu for basically for fucking Brook and Usopp up. And so Emu slash Gunko say, obey me or fall, Nika, Nidhogg, or battle will divide the world. So that's how that chapter ends. So no break next week. No break next week. That's the end of the chapter. All right, guys. So now that that's done with, let's talk about this chapter. And we're gonna start it from the beginning. So like I said here, what up, Jody? Hey, where are your friends? My friends, they should be in the comments if they love me. But now I'm a One Piece guy. They not One Piece people. So I just wanted to jump on here and talk to One Piece with everybody. If people like One Piece, you do. If you don't, you don't. You know what I'm saying? I just came on here, talk shop. But I don't know where my friends at. Like I said, they should be in the comments. But appreciate you, Jody, for tapping in, man. But back to the chapter, like I was saying. So this chapter right here, it started off hot with with Chopper. The fact that Chopper just hit him with a subtle punch, he didn't even punch you. He really slapped him, and he made the Diamond Reverse Giant come from unbeing Diamond Reverse. That was kind of dope. The fact that they split him into killing him into different pieces so he couldn't regenerate. That was pretty dope as well. So shout out to that. Oda is dropping some fire this chapter. This chapter was very long. I'm not sure if he kind of wanted the chapter to kind of line up with the live action, because in the live action, I feel like they kind of gave us like little sudden hints, like as far as with Chopper Devil Fruit, because Chopper Devil Fruit, of course, is the Hito Hito no Mi, but we don't know if it's a god fruit or not, model human, human fruit. So it could be a god fruit, because in the live action they were saying the mushroom is a cure-all mushroom. And so Chopper in the live action, if you watched it, he went to the forest, got beat the hell up to find a cure-all mushroom, but it turned out to be a poison mushroom. It wasn't a cure-all mushroom. So boom. So was Chopper devil fruit that looks like a mushroom? Could that be the cure-all mushroom, or the QR mushroom that they've been talking about? And I kind of think it's kind of crazy how that lined up with this chapter, But this is not the first time Oda has did this with like a live action project, because Oda did this as well when the film Red was coming out. He kind of rushed the end of Wano to make Shanks appear and use his haki and Wano. So, I'm not sure. I think it's kind of correlating, but hey, at the end of the day, man, you gotta think about this. It's Oda. Oda always put some little seeds out there for us to grab. He's the king of foreshadowing and Easter eggs. So shout out to Oda, man. Shout out to Oda. Another thing I liked about this chapter was how the Straw Hats was popping they shit, man. Frankie, Sanji, like, yeah, bro, we got this fucking strong. We strong now. These like Sanji, like these supposed to be the holy knights that's protecting Mary Joao. Like these is this your king? Like, you know what I'm saying? Sanji, like these your dudes right here. You know what I mean? And Frankie, like, bro, our captain is a Yonko, so we gotta be stronger for him. Like, we gotta be better for him. And I appreciate that love and that respect that they got for their captain and that loyalty that they got for their captain that they want to do better. So man, so shout out to them straw hats. Shout out to them straw hats. Um, another thing I liked about this chapter, another thing I liked about this chapter is like I said, Oda brought the funniness back with Nami scolding him and Luffy like, "Hey man, you got me yelled at by my crewmate," and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty funny. And then he brought the seriousness to it at the end when Luffy saw Brook and Usopp hurt. So shout out to that, man. Shout out to that. So this was a great chapter in my opinion. I love this chapter in my opinion. Uh Hold on real quick, y'all. But anyway, no, we ain't gotta hold on. But yeah, man, I got a question for y'all, man. Question for the community, real quick. Gara from Naruto versus Crocodile from One Piece. Who would win in a 1v1? Gara, I know he got the sand that's supposed to weigh a certain amount and do all this other shit, but you got to think about it. Crocodile is literally made of sand. So Crocodile can manipulate Gara's sand. So, in my opinion, I think Crocodile would beat Gara in a 1v1 just off the simple fact that I'm sorry, that Crocodile can manipulate sand. Even though Gara can manipulate sand too with the gourd, Crocodile is sand. So, he can literally manipulate Gara's sand to beat him, in my opinion. What y'all think though? This is something that's been floating around that I've been seeing. Gara versus Crocodile. Who y'all got in the 1v1? Who wins it? But that's my question for y'all. And that's my last thing I want to put on here. So man, jump in the comments in the playback. And I appreciate y'all tuning in with me, man. And this is the first episode. This is my first episode, and we'll definitely be back, man. We'll definitely be back for more episodes. We'll be back for sure, for sure. So once again, man, appreciate y'all tuning in. Like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.